Skin that smoke wagon and see what happens.
How's that for a slice of fried gold?
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know how this machine worked.
It seems to run on some form of electricity.
And it was wrong. It was a bad call, Ripley. It was a bad call.
Bad call.
Some are good for fighting, others for dying.
It's just two movies.
And welcome back to another episode of Forensic Files. My name's Fat Forensic Files Guy, and
Sweet Muffin.
Sweet
1, 2,
Muffin.
4.
Swing that mic a little closer to
I'll
you.
swing whatever you want. Closer?
Yeah, a little bit.
That?
There you go. Take a look. All
Is
right,
that
sounds
better?
good. Okay, welcome back to
I'm
another
also
episode.
only 4 beers in, so later I'll have to push it away.
You'll have to push it way back
Way
later.
away.
This is another episode of It's Just Two Movies. My name is Daniel King. With me, repeat offender, not of the sexual variety.
Whoa.
William.
Hey.
Will, what was the? You were on a previous episode. What was the movie we watched?
We watched Jake Gyllenhaal and that dude from
he did Michael Pena.
Michael Pena,
Cops.
cop buddies.
Two
buddies,
just
being
two
cops,
just two cop
Two
buddies,
cop guys.
beating up a drug dealer with their bare hands
and then dying.
and then dying. One of them, Michael Pena.
End of watch.
End of Watch. That's
the
what
one.
it was. Yeah. So, if you're familiar with the End of Watch episode, Willie was on that one. So that was one.
Wasn't drunk at all, by the way.
That was one of the that was one of the long form episodes. That now we're doing the shorter format. If you are not familiar with the show, what we do here is we watch two movies. We watch a good one, and then we watch one that has something very loosely in common with a good movie, but we try to find something that's like a steamy pile of not good film. And
steamy
then
pile of not good. I
yeah,
like it.
so we have a couple of drinks. We go and we watch the other movie. We have a couple of more drinks.
Only a couple,
and then
though.
we come back in here half cocked
and also excited.
and talk shit on it and also excited. Please adjust your volume at the second half of the show. But we come in here half cocked and we take a shit on the second movie. And
I'm only full cock though. All
talk
the time.
about we're just two cocks on the table right now. Yeah. So Willie, how you been otherwise, brother?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just fucking taking
Just
it in
living.
stride.
Livin.
Hell yeah. The fuck I'm talking about.
Having a good time. No.
That's
yeah.
good, man. Anything like new and exciting that you want to share with the world?
The
like,
most exciting thing that I've had happen to me was seeing a dead body for the probably first time.
you saw a dead body?
Yeah, not too close. It's about 20 yards away, something like that. But
Where that at?
at Jefferson Barracks, where I work,
Ah,
it was a suicide. Yeah.
a little floater, huh?
Yeah. So floating
okay.
in blood. No.
Okay. It wasn't like in a body of water or anything.
No, it was at
You know,
a
they
pavilion.
They found a dead body right off of the Bonne Terre exit off 67 Monday.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
No, this was at a pavilion that people rent. So as soon as the body was gone, 20 minutes later,
That's fucked
old
up.
people picnicking, normal, right on top of the.
Jesus Christ!
blood
Could you imagine? You're like, man, it's beautiful outside today. Let's go have
it
a
was.
picnic.
It was
It's just
nice.
a dead body.
Dead body. Anyway, that's all that's been going on with me.
Well, let's lighten the mood. As you know, we trade off with the picking the movie aspect. Last
right.
time you picked End of Watch, so I picked What Happened to Monday, which is a Netflix original. I should have had this pulled up already.
That's why I take diligent notes, Danny.
You have half of one note. What Happened to Monday is a Netflix original 2017 sci-fi action film. It has a 2-hour, 4-minute runtime. It's got a 6.9 out of 10 on IMDb, 59 on Rotten Tomatoes, which seems oddly low to me.
I did. Yeah, I went through a lot of those reviews, and a lot of people just were like,
I think maybe my favorite part about the movie is just the performance.
and I think that's why people gave it such low reviews. It's not the best movie you've ever seen.
No,
And
no.
I think a lot of people were trying to think that it was going to be.
Well, what I always think about the podcast when I'm trying to think of a good movie is I imagine someone that I've never met who listens to the show regularly a year down the road and they're like, I think of a good movie to watch. And they go to Spotify or whatever app and they pull up our podcast and they just flip through the library
Yeah.
and look at the movies
The
that
first-
are our
yeah, the
episodes and
first-
go, I'd watch that. I'd watch that. I'd watch that. So
Oh, yeah,
this came out August 30th, 2017, as directed by Tommy Rekola. Box office $28 million US, budget $20 million, screenplay by Kerry Williamson and Max Botkin. Stars Numi Rapace. I might be butchering that last name, might be Rapace. Glenn Close, looking an awful lot like Robin Williams in Mrs. Doubtfire.
Or
And Willem
I just
Dafoe.
cannot see Cruella. That's all I saw that whole movie.
Cruella? I was
Yeah,
like,
she's OG Cruella.
she looks,
so I was just
she
like,
looks really Botox.
oh yeah, very very Botox.
Willem Dafoe, he's something of a scientist himself. And Marwan Kenzari, I guess you would say he's one of the main characters in it. He's the
and
boyfriend
definitely
guy.
the one to drive the story.
So what would, if you had to tell somebody with no spoilers, what would you say this movie's about? I know, I get off on putting other people on the spot.
Get off on it.
Take your time.
It's a dystopian future,
Ooh.
and that's it.
That's it. That's
all you need
the
to know.
movie. Okay. There's a dystopian future. Overpopulation is a major concern. Climate change, overpopulation, both of those things. So Glenn Close is like, all right, everybody gets one baby. We're doing the thing they used to do in China. And that's pretty much it. And
one baby, and they'll freeze your other babies if you already had more than one baby.
Right.
Because that's a big plot point.
Willem Dafoe, his daughter dies in childbirth, giving birth to 7 children. And Willem Dafoe takes them, and in a world where they're like,
children called?
Huh?
How many?
It's not
It's not
septuplets. It's not septuplets, is
seven?
it? I don't know. Let's see here. What's the word? What's the word
I can think
for
of nothing but 7
kids? Yeah, that is septuplets. Yeah, because
sex.
octup.
I was
Yeah.
thinking. I thought you.
Well,
Yeah.
sextuplets is 6.
Yeah.
So
Sept,
septuplets.
yeah.
That's
Like-
fucking stupid. Anyway. Yeah. So Willem Dafoe takes these kids and he hides them and he names them after the days of the week. So eventually, in this dystopian world, everybody's got like a tracker bracelet that has to verify their identity to make
Right.
sure that they are allowed to live, I guess.
What were they always going in and out of?
Just the bank. Oh, a checkpoint.
Just like a random
checkpoints.
Dystopian checkpoint.
Yeah, so they all these 7 girls, 30 some odd years later, they all take the identity of one woman, and then they take turns being this one woman. The kid, the woman that's her actual name is Monday. She only goes outside on Mondays, Tuesday on Tuesdays, and so on and so forth.
Right.
But they all take the same moniker of what's her name? Karen
Setman.
Karen Setman. Yeah.
Setman. Right.
So they all are Karen Setman, and they all work at a bank. So that's it. Yeah, things are all fucking good and gravy.
Honky dory. Just going to work, coming home.
One day on a Monday evening, Monday doesn't come home.
Dun dun dun. In a world where Monday doesn't come home.
Doesn't come
but
home.
Maybe she does.
I was wondering if this movie was born of like somebody's perverse, like fucking Mondays are the worst. And like also Thursdays though, because it's like it's almost a weekend, but not really. And then I wonder if they were just like cherry picking.
I hate Tuesdays.
Tuesdays?
I like Mondays. I like pretty much every other day.
Tuesday just feels like Monday 2.0.
That's right.
Yeah.
And there's nothing to look forward after Tuesday.
Not really, because Wednesday's still the middle of the week.
And Monday usually running off of the energy from the weekend.
Thursday, I'll normally have a couple more drinks than I should have at home on Thursdays.
I don't drink throughout the week.
Oh, yeah?
Not
I probably
all
need
of
to
us.
quit.
I mean, I drink enough on Friday to cover up the entire week, so.
Bet, I'm counting. How many is that? 17?
We'll say 5.
5. We'll say, 5.
Lower, like 5.
So the future is fucked. They set up the premise really well.
Yeah, they did a pretty good job with that. I was
one thing that I thought carried a lot of weight was, can you imagine when he takes that first girl outside that first time as a 10 or 11 year old?
I actually I like pointed that out to Leo, and I was like, first of all, there's no way this premise will ever work because
Panic Attack
a
City.
kid, the kid's not going to be able to do. And then it's like, oh well, they strap cameras to the kid, so that makes a little more sense. So then, whenever she gets home, the other kids can just watch the camera because there's no way that kid's going to remember enough,
right,
to refute the information
Right. I mean, those kids, like when they start out and they're kids, that's like my daughter's age.
It was like
they're like 10 or 11.
yeah, they're not that old.
Yeah, but that kid would be fucking Panic Attack City.
Oh yeah, you'd never been outside.
Growing up for 11 or 12 years or whatever, and never
then,
being outside, just you and your 6 sisters and your dad. And
Grandpa.
then all of a sudden you go outside and it's a fucking, an overpopulated.
Yeah.
What's the one trivia fact you've got?
Oh, the the one trivia fact I wrote down is that the whole movie was shot in Romania.
Right. So you've got a super overpopulated Romania, but everybody speaks English. Maybe it's because people just don't generally know what Romania looks like. I don't know.
Looks dystopian to us Americans.
It does look dystopian.
Actually, that was one of the downfalls I didn't like about the movie was the CGI for like the city pans and all that. It looked terrible.
There was
but it's also 5. I didn't realize it was 5 years old.
It's also
Even
5 years
so.
old. This was when Netflix was just starting to get their feet wet.
Yeah, they
at
weren't
making
throwing
movies.
like everything they had in all these movies.
Right. I think it's conservative of them to go $20 million. That's what you get.
Yeah, for real. But
they're-
you asked me on Saturday what movie. I was like, I picked this based off the words, so I knew nothing about the movie going into it.
Right.
So,
Right. So the one part that I did like though is when they're kids, and I guess it's Saturday, goes out skateboarding.
yeah, I was going to bring that up as well.
While Monday or Tuesday
It's probably my favorite part of the movie.
is the one that's out in the wild or whatever.
Yeah.
Anyway, they have like a kind of a panic room situation set up. But anyway, that somebody knocks on the door, they all go hide in the fucking panic room, and it's Saturday, and she fucking.
But
I wish they would have showed us that wipeout where her finger
yeah,
gets
yeah,
fucking.
yeah.
She gets like
'Cause,
the tip
you
of
thought
her.
she was going to be like skinned her knee or something, and he looked down, her
No.
tip of her fingers hanging
just
off.
hanging on by a piece
That
of
would have been
flesh.
nice. But my question for that though is, when they went into their panic room, so say the whatever they are, the one child police come knocking on their door.
Cab.
That's right. And so all the kids go into the bunker, but they left one kid out. But he knew that one kid was out in the wild. So what if someone found his kid and was like bringing it home to him?
That would have been a
Why would he have
immediate
one
red
kid
flag.
not out of the
I guess
room?
that's the one practice scenario. You know what I mean?
And
Like,
it was the first time it happened.
have the one kid out.
That's
You
right.
know, everybody knows you got one kid. Have the one
pretty,
kid.
Yeah, that was pretty gnarly.
Yeah.
And
So the finger injury's all fucked up. So Willem Dafoe has got to be the bad guy, and he cuts off these poor 6 little girls. He cuts off the tip of all of their fingers, and that's a pretty brutal scene. Like the build up of that was really
it was
good.
actually really well done, tense, without being. That's another thing I liked about this movie. It was not gory, bloody, without being gory. Like they really did.
Right.
There's a lot of deaths, a lot of fingers chopped off and stuff like that, but
Oh,
it wasn't gory.
You know, one thing I really liked about this movie a whole lot was the action like struggles. You know what I mean? Like when those
when it's
those,
like
yeah,
fighting and fighting, going back and forth.
Right. So this CAB, the people that make sure that nobody has siblings, they figure out that there's all these different all these girls that are named after the week or whatever. So they send these agents up there. They kill the doorman for no reason, which is also a plot hole. When they go up there and they start fighting them, because the button's not hid very discreetly for the panic room.
Yeah.
Like the button that opens the door
Yeah,
or whatever.
it's like the one.
It is not discreet.
space button.
It's not discreet.
on the side of a wall.
At
Like,
all.
I'm gonna
It's
hit
like a
that button.
Big red
It's
stop.
like the ones you see in the movies. Like, don't press the red button.
Right.
It's that red button.
It's a humongous red button. But so there are some things that I'm not crazy about this movie, but the overall,
yeah, there's a few for me too.
it's got some really neat ideas, and I think it's fun. I really like the action in it. Like, I feel like they are really fucking going for broke.
Yeah,
Like,
very John Wicky.
Yeah, it is very John Wicky, except with them not being like highly trained assassin badasses. Like, I
And
feel
there's a
like
little comedy thrown in there because they're just girls who don't know how to fight. Some
Right.
of them do know how to
right.
fight.
I feel like they're really struggling for their lives. Like, you feel the stakes. So anyway, Glenn Close is the cab lady, looking like Mrs. Doubtfire Robin Williams. And the moral of the story is, big spoiler, Monday sells him out so she can be the one real Karen Setman because she had a relationship outside of, that she wasn't actually supposed to, and she was pregnant. So that's the hook for the whole fucking movie. The rest of it, I just want to talk about, like, what were your favorite parts and parts that you did like, parts that you didn't like. I think one of my favorite elements is the sci-fi fluff on it, that there are 7 of them and that they're all identical and they only go out on their designated days of the week.
Yeah, it's a very good, cool concept that...
Yeah.
And you normally wouldn't think that would work.
Is all this done perfectly? No.
No,
but
definitely not.
That's a super fun idea.
And in my opinion, if there was anybody else playing that role besides Numi, it wouldn't be...
She's fantastic.
We wouldn't even probably have this movie on the podcast right now.
Have you seen her in other stuff?
She's the girl in the dragon tattoo or something like that.
She is in one of those.
Yeah,
yep.
I think I've seen one of those movies.
The girl
once.
that kicked the weasels.
One girl with the
girl that kicked
the shaved eyebrow.
Yeah, she kicked the weasel's nest or whatever. Yeah. Whatever they're called. That's a joke. I've seen those movies. They're good.
Yeah, I think I've seen that one, and she's in that one. It's always popped up on Netflix or something for me, but I haven't, like Dead Snow or something like that. Which I haven't caught it, but I heard it's good.
She's in another one where she's like,
I think she's in a ton of stuff. I didn't look any of that up. If you couldn't tell by my glorious notes.
You're half of one note. She's in another movie where they're like in Iraq or something. It's another Netflix original, but man, it was really good. I like that one a lot as well. One of the big plot holes about this. There's a bit where they kill the doorman. Those guys go up and they shoot the doorman. That's always
instantly.
Between
the eyes.
Fucking
of course.
Bam.
Yeah.
And then like later that day, the boyfriend comes up to the apartment and he's like, "Hey, what's up? It's just me."
Yeah.
But the one of the twins that he knows isn't there.
Right.
So it's another one pretending to know pretending to have an idea that they know who he is.
I know who that guy is. Yeah.
Saturday, and he wasn't like, "Hey, what's up with all the bullet holes in the foyer?"
Right.
Or like, "Why is your doorman dead?"
Yeah.
Or there's
or
blood
how did
all
I
over
get
the
in
walls.
here because you have to use like your fingerprint fucking
He
scan
doesn't live
or
there.
whatever.
Yeah. So that was a plot holy for me. Didn't care for that. Maybe if he would have come up the fire escape or something. Fun fact: I follow Ice Cube.
Nice.
On Instagram.
Yeah.
And every time I see him post a picture, I'm like, "Hey, remember when you were in the movie Torque?" Which is a bad movie. It's like one of the best bad movies.
I think I've seen it.
It's one of the best bad movies we ever watched for the show. And Cube, if you're out there listening, I just want to talk about Torque, baby. You can come on the show, talk about Torque a little bit, and you can promote whatever you're doing now. Probably scouring.
Scowling?
Scowling. Thank you.
Or scouring for mushrooms?
It's probably grimacing.
Grimacing? Raised eyebrows, possibly?
Probably.
Squinted?
No, they're
squinting.
They're
he's
furrowed.
squinting. Yeah,
he's squinting. They're furrowed. He's looking mean as shit. I bet he's a big softie. I bet he's ticklish.
I'd see it.
Yeah. Anyway, what was your favorite kill? Because there's a lot of pretty cool kills in this.
Yeah, I like
in the plethora of action sequences.
Yeah, I like the I cannot remember which girl was which. I think it was the blonde girl.
It doesn't matter.
Like jumping on the back or whatever.
One of the newbies.
I don't know if like the exact end result of the kill. Well, my favorite probably, it's kind of stupid, is when that girl was jumping over the building, but then she just got shot.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Because I wasn't expecting that.
She's like 80% over, jumping from
which that was nothing
to
special.
rooftop.
It wasn't like a cool kill or anything, but it was just like, it was kind of unexpected.
You could see. I like the way it showed the momentum stoppage. You know what I mean? Like she didn't come to a complete stop, but it did stop her. It put a pause on her momentum from jumping from rooftop to rooftop. That was a good one. I like the milk kill when she's in there talking to Jerry, like the guy who's trying to blackball her at work.
Jerry.
And he's drinking milk out of the carton, and a sniper shoots him right between the eyes. Oh, I thought that was visually very stunning.
Yeah, and that whole scene when I think it's that right after that, she goes into the bathroom and she has to sew the finger on.
Yeah, she cuts a dude's finger off.
Dude's finger off in order to use the gun, because they're security guns that only the person who owns the gun can shoot it. So she has to sew the finger onto her finger. That was like a tense build up.
Oh,
satisfying kill. That
Yeah,
nice.
it was good. She just blows all those dudes away.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good shit. And then she's like, all right, jump out of the window. There's a dumpster down there. The trash will break the fall. And then there's no trash in the dumpster.
Unfortunately, they showed that in the trailer.
Oh, they do for real?
Yeah.
I've never seen a trailer for this, but I was
I
thinking...
didn't want to. We watched it for like enough and we saw that. Because like all trailers are so long now. I mean, that was an older movie, 5 years ago or whatever, but...
Oh, yeah.
It's still... Or 4 years, but... they always just show too much in the trailers. I don't like it.
I hate the bit where people jump out of a thing into a dumpster and it's like full of egg crate. You know what I mean?
She jumped out and landed, I think they even said 3 stories and was able to sprint fucking marathon distance after that.
Bullshit on that.
Yeah.
She just
and another thing.
She just lay down there with collapsed lungs and
whenever. Well, then she jumps out and runs, and then the girl's like real timing saying, turn here, turn here, turn here.
Yeah.
But she's like, all right, now turn left. She instantly turns right. It's like a goof in the movie or something.
Yeah.
Right away. I'm like, oh,
yeah, there was a handful of those things that I think like a little more careful hand.
That's what made this more like Die Hardy to me.
Yeah, it kind of did have a little bit of that vibe.
Silly, like, so like you said, where they kicked in the door, shot the doorman in the face instantly. Didn't even think about it. Then they get upstairs and they like have a standoff where they don't just instantly start shooting everybody.
Mm-hmm.
They like, or they'll tell their plan, to give time for the heroes to get away or do whatever. But that's every action movie. So not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
But I think that's why people kind of rated it down, but it's still a decently rated movie.
So some of this, in case this isn't coming across, Numi is playing she's doing like a Nutty Professor thing where she's playing 7 people.
Yeah, very well.
And she is really, it's worth watching this movie just to watch her play 7 different roles so easily distinguishable from one another.
And my favorite
I don't just mean because of their haircuts.
Right.
That's how it's easier to track their names because their names are the days of the week.
I still can't track their names.
But you can tell from their mannerisms which ones are different.
Because when other people do that, they usually have different accents or voices. And
Not
this
her.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what really I thought made her better than a lot of people who've done something similar to that. Because I mean, with say Split, James McAvoy is how you say his name?
Yeah, McAvoy.
But he's one guy playing those inside of his head, but he can use voices, obviously. But this is it's all mannerisms and tics and different things that they do.
And it's very
really
good.
carried the movie, and I probably would said, Danny, you're insane to have this as your good movie if she wasn't the
no, if she wasn't
actress.
in it. This is again a movie I haven't seen since it came out.
Right.
But it left an impression on me, thinking,
that I want to pass it along.
I really love that movie.
Yeah.
And it was a good reason to revisit it because there were definitely some holes in it that I was like, they weren't there. I know that not everybody's thing is watching a movie and looking for issues. I do that naturally. I don't mean to do it. I just notice it. What are you going to do? However, her performance was so astounding in it that it's easy to overlook some of the more, some of the smaller, some of them you might even call them clerical errors. You know what I mean? Just you could have mirrored that image, when she took a right instead of a left.
Yeah, right.
You could have just mirrored it and it would have fixed the shot.
Yep.
So, little shit like that. But, those things do make a difference. Same thing with the dead doorman. And what was another one? I remember there being another, really glaring, just little inconsistency.
I think I noticed the one of the lady's fingers was, reappeared. But that's just, a little minor thing. Yeah,
right,
just because
right.
I'm looking for that kind of shit.
So let's talk a little bit about the things that you didn't like about it.
Hold on, if you don't mind.
Story-wise.
Well, we did miss on the big plot point that they're not freezing these kids. They're actually killing all the kids that they say, you only can have one kid, but we'll freeze the other ones, and then once the population goes back to a stable,
we'll wake them back up.
We'll just wake them back up, and everybody will be happy.
That's I even remember on my first watch of this film, I was like, that's bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, within 5 seconds, I was like, no, they're killing
those kids, yeah. Or this wouldn't be a movie.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
Right.
And she wouldn't be evil. Evil.
Right. So that is one thing.
Yeah.
There were some other things I didn't necessarily see coming, like Monday being pregnant and having that relationship and that guy showing up and being like, "I'm your boyfriend." I thought that was a good misdirect.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming. I didn't know why, but in my head, pretty much from the get-go when she was missing, I assumed she ratted them out. And then it was like fortified for me whenever they went looking for
See, that was a good
gun.
that was a good assumption, because I had assumed that the sleazy dude in the elevator, Jerry, the milk
You just fucking
kill
hate
guy.
guys named Jerry
I don't hate guys named Jerry.
and African Americans.
Although I don't know any guys
The only
named Jerry.
the one black guy in the movie, Danny's like, it's fucking that guy. I don't care who it is. He did it. I
Yeah,
don't know
right.
what it is, but
I
he
thought
did
it was the sleazy white guy that wore the suspenders. No, I quite liked that other guy, man. I was like, oh, they killed him. Fuck, because I thought
Yeah,
he was a
funny.
fun character. Yeah.
Like, he was in it for what, 5 minutes total?
I think that's probably pretty generous.
It probably is.
probably
Like, it was like each second was like 30 seconds.
probably
Not even 30
less
seconds.
less than a minute.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Probably less than a minute of screen time. But
And he's getting the most time in Danny's heart.
oh, isn't that sweet?
Jerry.
So were there other things that you were like, fucking, that's dumb?
I mean, not really. That just like blatantly like that's dumb. A lot of it was like the tropes that they put in all these movies, where it's like he should have just killed him right then and there. But then they run around for 14 more minutes.
I tell you what, a big one for me is when the boyfriend all of a sudden, like, you know, I think we were talking about before we even started recording. He's like, man, I love working for that organization.
Yeah,
and
that
then,
was pretty silly.
And then she's like, no, they got your girl and they're killing those kids.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, fuck, I'll kill all these people then.
Yeah, that was
so
pretty
it
funny.
went from a job that he loved doing to something where immediately
he
he's
literally
cool with
defends the job
murdering
in
his
the movie.
coworkers.
Like, it's not.
Yeah. And so he goes from being on board to murdering all of his coworkers. And then when they go to break into that room where she's hacking the computer or whatever to put the thing on the screen,
Put the video up.
she's putting a thing on a thing. You get it. You've seen movies before. He doesn't kill either of those guys. One of them he shoots in the leg.
Yeah, he
and
looks like he's
knocks
trying
out.
to like not kill. Because if you think about it,
that's the one place where you need to kill those guys.
Also, he's like the Star Wars people. You know, they just live in that life. The Empire, you know? They're killing. They don't want to kill people. That's why stormtroopers are so bad at shots. They don't want to kill people.
Well,
they just have to.
I have never seen Star Wars. That's a lie. I've seen most of them. I don't necessarily care for them.
Actually, I've seen everyone 4 times, but
no, not 4 times. I can't
No,
sit
I've
through.
seen all
I
of them
can't sit
probably
through that
once.
much
But
predictable stuff.
I'm just saying.
The only thing I like about Star Wars is all the aliens. That's it. I don't care about any of the rest of it. Lightsabers are cool. They got cool aliens. The guy that's like, it's a trap.
I mean, you can watch the story being told over. Watch Harry Potter; it's the same story.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying, it's like the guy is working for basically the Empire. He just thinks he's got an alright job. He doesn't realize he's killing babies, and then he doesn't want to kill his comrades.
Like people who hashtag the Empire did nothing wrong.
They didn't.
Yeah,
it's like the. Now we're gonna get on a Star Wars.
Yeah, well, we're not because I haven't seen it.
Not.
So. Anyway, we're getting at our break time here, so let's rate this fucking thing. How many severed skateboard thumbs?
Fingers, index fingers?
No, we're just pretend they were thumbs. Just thumb.
That's
just
another
thumb
movie for
tips.
another day. Pretend
How
they were thumbs.
many thumbs would you give this movie?
6.8 thumbs.
6.8. I was gonna go 7.5.
Okay.
So that's okay.
I think just for me is just because I just kind of called it from the beginning, and then it was like 2 hours and 5 or 10 minutes or whatever, so that's a little long for me.
Yeah, ouch. That is
for an act, because I basically took this as an action movie with sci-fi undertones. Like, you know, the whole story is, but it's like placed out in front of you instantly. They tell you the whole story, the sci-fi for like the background, everything right there at the beginning. The rest of it's an action movie.
Yeah. I mean,
so being 2 hours and 10 minutes kind of killed it.
Pretty much is the biggest sci-fi thing about it. Really, is the dystopian future fluff.
Right.
That's pretty much it. So I mean, that's still a solid 72%. I mean, definitely not one of the best movies we've seen on the show, but I did
enjoy it, and I will most likely recommend it to other people. Just because it's a fun movie to watch. It really is.
Yeah, it's
and I have to think that since I was watching it for the podcast, I was overanalyzing.
Oh yeah. Which is fine. That's okay.
Yeah.
It was. normally the movies that I wind up picking, I hold so near and dear to my heart, but I have kind of like, I've dragged the lake so many times that I'm like starting to pull up stuff that I just like remember fondly. Is it a good movie? I don't really remember.
That's kind of how
but I remember I liked it at the time. So we're getting through some of that stuff. But I mean, this was a good one. It is a fun movie to watch. 72% thumb as a good movie. So
that's pretty good.
Do you have anything else you want to add before we go and watch Jean-Claude Van Damme be a clone or a twin or whatever his fucking deal is while he's a Universal regenerated soldier? We're watching Universal Soldier Regeneration.
Never heard of it, but I'll watch it.
That's fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Jean-Claude Van Damme kicks everything but the bucket.
This summer, a showdown between man and skeleton crow warrior man. Special thanks to Brad Sexton for our jams. Please check out his latest project at suns.bandcamp.com. That is sunds.bandcamp.com. Thanks to Lamplighter Productions for our artwork. Please check out more of their stuff on Instagram at lamplighter_productions_IL. First time listener, we're anywhere podcasts are found, but if you don't subscribe to any of those services, listen to the show for free on our website. It's just the number 2, movies.buzzsprout.com. That's it's just 2movies.buzzsprout.com. Want to get in touch with the show? Email us at itsjust2movies@gmail.com or find us on Twitter or Instagram at itsjust2movies. Want to support the show? Great. Leave a like, comment, or subscribe on whatever platform tickles your fancy. So anyway, back to the show. And we're back. We watched Universal Soldier. Wasn't that a funny bit, fake ad
Real
space?
big. Yeah, that was pretty good. That one guy was fucking hilarious.
I tell you, man. Yeah. I haven't recorded it yet, real time.
It's hilarious.
But I bet it's probably okay. It certainly better be worth my effort. Well, they're not all home runs. Do you have an ad that you were like, oh, that's a moneymaker?
Do I have an ad?
Yeah.
I have no ads.
No, I meant like, did you have one that you liked on the show? I can cut this whole bit out if you don't, but out of the ones that you've listened to, where you're like, that's a funny...
I can't remember them.
Fair enough. Fuck you.
I was like, yeah, they're funny, but I don't remember anything.
All right, you might be able to tell that we're biding time, and that's because Universal Soldier Regeneration is doing the same thing. So that's the theme of the evening. Have you ever seen that episode of Community where they do paintball?
The one of the 4 that they do paintball?
Yeah.
Which one?
Any one of them that's more
I've
exciting
seen
than
one.
this, so all of them.
Yeah, by far.
Yeah. Way more action than this.
That's actually up there for the worst movie I think I've ever seen.
I don't know that I've ever seen all the Universal Soldier films, but I have seen more than one.
I've seen one.
And I can tell you this, I remember them being more exciting than this was, because this thing is just drawn the fuck out. It's a lot of talking.
But it's actually not very much talking. It's a lot of brooding walking.
Chewing up scenery.
Oh, yeah.
That kind of shit.
Like just the staring off and being angsty.
Jean-Claude Van Damme's in it for 25 minutes. He's in it for maybe 25 minutes. It is pretty breezy.
For an hour and 36 minutes movie?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit of information about Universal Soldier Regeneration. It's a 2010 action sci-fi movie, 137-minute runtime. It's got a 5.2 out of 10 on IMDb, a 34 on Rotten Tomatoes, and I'm sure it's got something on IMDb. 5.2. That's what it's got on IMDb. Was directed by John Hames.
John Hamm?
John Hames.
Oh,
Hyams.
Hymes?
No. There'd be an E in it if it was her, or an I, certainly.
Close enough.
It's part of the Universal Soldier film series. The budget was $14 million, and the box office
and 12 of that went to Jean-Claude himself.
$844,000.
Makes sense.
That's what it made in the box office. So it lost a ton of money.
Especially 2010. It seemed like it came out in 1980. Like
this stars a 50-year-old Jean-Claude Van Damme, Dolph Lundgren, Andre Hold on.
Get your glasses on. Get your glasses on.
Andre Arlovsky.
I love you too.
Mike Pyle, Zachary Bahrov, Gary Cooper, Corey Johnson. It just was like, what is this? What is this? So some baddies.
It's Regeneration.
They capture a politician's kids.
Yes.
So the movie starts out. I thought it was actually a pretty cool opening sequence.
Right at the beginning, it was like boom, action, machine guns, car chases, fucking everything you'd ask for.
It's a lot of shaky camera.
Oh, very much so.
But it was okay. It was 2010. What are you gonna do? I thought that bit was all right. I'm not crazy about the shaky camera thing.
Especially for quote unquote going into a bad movie. I was like, this is actually starting off pretty hot.
Right. Yeah, it softened the blow for me right out of the gate. The number one thing I at first didn't like was the shaky camera thing. There's a time and a place for it, and this wasn't it. You know what I mean? The shaky cameraman. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because they're also doing the high speed chase like pans and stuff.
Yeah, and I think
cool.
it's a trick back in the day.
Sweep. I don't know what the camera term is for it. When you
I would say sweep.
You know what I mean?
Brush, broom.
The way to look at it.
The camera broom.
It's not a pan. That's this.
That's going out and in.
Yeah, for a non-visual medium, we'll stop talking about this.
I'm gonna say this. It's gonna be like this or that.
So,
but yeah, right off the bat,
baddies capture some kids.
Yes.
There's a terrorist guy, and he's like, "Hey, guy, whose kids I captured? You're gonna do this so our people can be free because we're freedom fighters."
I guess.
And then they're like, "Oh, we're gonna blow some shit up,
and we're gonna take Chernobyl."
Yep.
And fucking blow it up again.
So the baddies got some super soldiers.
Part 2.
And the good guys got some super soldiers.
on
They're
steroids.
like the beta version though.
Yeah, we got the
got
iPhone 10X Max.
We got the ones that still need an update. Bad guys got the upgraded version, and then you got fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme.
But at the beginning of the movie, we got a debilitating Jean-Claude. His back's fucked up.
Oh,
he can barely walk.
He's having a hard time feeding
He's
the dog.
got jet black hair.
Oh, that's just for men.
Just for damn. Jean-Claude, damn.
Specifically just for him.
Just for damn.
I love it.
But yeah, and the most Botox you've ever seen in anybody since Stallone. I'm gonna say it. He doesn't look good for a 50-year-old.
He didn't.
Not gonna lie.
He didn't look as bad as your Stallone for me, but he was certainly.
But also, Stallone's like 76.
He was looking rough for also looking like he'd had some work done, and maybe he hasn't. I don't know. Maybe that's why he looks rough.
Now
because
he's 60.
Aging the same as a normal human being.
I guess.
But I'm not sure if he's doing his own stunts in this, but there
are some decent stunt scenes. I will say that.
Able-bodied in it. You know what I mean?
Oh, he looks definitely in shape and all that stuff. But it's just his face.
After they regenerate him, I'm buying it. You know what I mean?
They regenerate the regeneration.
That's right. So,
talking about regeneration.
Woo. What'd you think of the I guess like the Allied forces? I know there's a ton of accents in this.
I was very confused with
What'd you think
of
the English British guy plus the American?
Oh, like
one
the
American
good guy
dude?
that was like talking to the chick to help.
Would you? Because honestly, a lot of this movie is like people in boardrooms talking about what to do, and then bad guys
really
in bunkers
like
talking about what they're gonna do. It's a lot more. It's a lot more tell and less show. What they show you isn't necessarily bad. Some of it I quite liked a lot. We'll come back to that though.
That guy, him, and along with all the other guys, doctor-y scientist guy.
Okay.
They all just talked. I don't know. I didn't like it. It's hard to get into.
It's a lot of
dialogue. And that's what killed it, because there was some alright action in the movie. And there was a couple funny lines or whatever, but
it's a lot of dialogue that it's a lot of dialogue that doesn't go anywhere.
Exactly. And just talking worse than you and I are talking right now.
Oh, way worse.
And just
probably.
Well, I probably not, but
Universal Soldier Regeneration has definitely made more money than this podcast has. So
far.
I mean, I just rented it for $3. We rented this on Amazon Prime. I know it's on Tubi for free, but I didn't want to watch commercials for an hour.
Jean-Claude is fucking lapping those $3 up right now. It's like,
lapping those
stupid motherfuckers.
While we were watching this, I actually looked up a couple of pictures of like Jean-Claude present day and stuff like that.
And Bloodsport, Jean-Claude.
I came across a couple of pictures of him in Bloodsport, and I was like, man, he was fucking.
You were like,
cut.
God damn.
He was fucking cut up, man.
You were like, why didn't he take his shirt off in this movie? Oh fuck, because he's 50.
50. Yeah, he was fucking jacked in Bloodsport, though, man. I mean,
jacked.
Absolutely fucking jacked. Which we probably should have watched Bloodsport.
I had no say in any of this.
No, you don't. But next time you do. But next time it's all you.
I'm doing double Denzel. I already told you that next time. We're double D's.
We're dueling the dueling.
We're dueling the
dueling D's.
Dueling D's.
Dueling D's, a good Denzel movie and a bad Denzel movie. Do you have examples right now?
The one good one, the first one that comes to mind for a good one that might be
calling out the title fight.
The one that might be like a lesser known, possibly, if you could say that about a Denzel, because all of his movies are well known.
Don't say Training Day.
No, Ricochet.
Oh, Ricochet's
with John Lithgow and him.
Yeah.
That's a pretty decent one that I don't think a lot of people have probably seen or have seen recently. Anyway, It's an older movie. But as far as a bad one, it's gonna be hard. Might have to find like a really old one. I don't know. Actually, the newest one he was in was trash. I forgot about that. With Jared Leto.
God, really not a
Jared. It came out this year. Really, Jared Leto was great in the movie, actually. Denzel mailed it in, and it was a terrible movie.
Oh, yeah. Also,
Little Things.
Also
All the
had,
Little Things or something like that.
Also had...
But that's not like a good, bad movie. It's just terrible.
Hold on.
Even though Jared Leto probably could get an Oscar for it. Sadly.
Yeah, probably so.
Oh, we tangented hard on this.
That's okay. Rami Malek.
Oh, Rami?
Yeah, Rami Malek. Yeah.
For what?
In that movie with Denzel that you were talking about seconds ago. You're like, oh, Denzel's in this movie. And
All the
Jared,
little things or
Jared
whatever?
Leto's in it. Yeah.
He's in that?
Rami Malek's in it. Yeah.
Who's he in that? I don't know. I turned my phone off.
He's the other main detective. So it's like
I have to remember.
So it's like Denzel's like, ooh, he's a cop. He's not a cop anymore. He's like a whatever. Blah blah.
He's
blah,
a small.
blah, blah.
Yeah, he went to like a different.
Whatever. Anyway,
yeah.
Rami Malek is the like new hotshot from the city department, and he takes Denzel on as like his partner during the investigation of the murder. The murderer played by Jared Leto. Anyway, we're talking about a lot of movies that aren't Universal Soldier Regeneration.
That's because it's a terrible movie.
It is really. There's not much to
There's
talk
not much
about.
to talk about. It's a terrible
they eventually
quintessential 90s movie.
You know, shit gets bad. They're gonna set off something that's 100 times more powerful than the bombs set off at Hiroshima. These terrorists are, and they're like, God damn it! What else are we gonna do? We're all out of options.
Hold on, you say Hiroshima?
Better regenerate Van Damme.
No, regenerate.
Regenerate.
Because then he gets a boost on a boost.
He gets a double boost. Yeah, he does.
Got a triple stamp, a double stamp.
You know racies.
But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm having a hard time thinking about what to say about this movie.
What? Let me ask you this: if you were in charge of this,
okay,
what would you like? If you didn't
Way
actually have
more
to,
action.
if you didn't actually have to do anything, you could just say five
like, do
things.
this, do this, do this.
Yeah. What 5 things would you change if you could change 5 things?
I would have had. Well, see, that's the problem. Is it's like a 5th sequel or whatever, so I can't really change too much because I don't know what I'd be changing.
Actually, you're far enough along in the series, you can totally reinvent it if you want.
Well, that's probably what I would have done, and I would have definitely had Jean-Claude in it way more, and from the beginning, just fucking his like sad story where he's like all gimpy and shit would have lasted like a 10 minutes at the beginning. That was like half the movie.
Maybe he has a
he was
son,
talking to his
or
psychiatrist,
maybe he has a
or
son,
whatever.
or like his previous partner got super soldiered or whatever.
I don't know because They did that with Rocky. I didn't like it that much.
Yeah, no,
Go to the sun route or
I
whatever.
have not seen the Creed.
No,
any
those
of
are
the Creed
good.
franchise.
Apparently, those are
I
good.
hear they're
I haven't
excellent.
seen those either. But I'm talking about Rocky 5, which
Yeah.
is the by far the worst one, where they try to get Rocky's son. I think.
I'm 1, 2, and 3, and then I dropped off.
Yeah,
but I do
For good reason.
I do like 1, 2, and 3. I guess it was
those
a
are
good.
good.
Nobody's ever been like, no, you got to watch 4.
you gotta watch 5. I think pretty much everybody's like, forget 5, skip that, go straight to Creed,
Okay,
which is a good spinoff.
yeah, maybe I will.
Man, we're just getting on all
you-
kinds of what
yeah,
movies
fucking
you should
changing it up.
watch.
You guys ever see a movie? You
Hey,
ever see
guys
one? You
watch
ever
a
see
different
one that's
movie?
so
Hey,
forgettable?
have you guys ever seen a movie that wasn't this movie?
Right. Yeah, is there anything else you do differently about it? Like, is there any like one specific cast member or like one like glaring, humongous thing about the movie that you're like, this fucking sucks?
Not really. No,
I would
mean,
say
honestly,
it needs a rewrite. Like, get me somebody from the table who did like the first 2 seasons of Lost or fucking
Something.
any sci-fi thing ever before.
because I feel like it wasn't on the actors. It wasn't on anything. It was just
the effects looked pretty good. The stunts looked
The
pretty
stunts
good.
were. That's what I was gonna say. The stunts were decent.
The number one-
effects were pretty good. My favorite part of the movie actually was like the first 5 minutes when they brought that first super soldier. You know, the like the deadpan guy.
Oh yeah.
The like when he had walked in with his broken arm and shit and sat down.
That looked pretty good.
And they had like blood start getting splattered on his face while he was sitting there, and it was like zoomed in.
Yeah,
That was a great shot. That was my favorite part of the movie.
that one
The
specific
one shot of blood hitting a guy in the face.
I know exactly what
5
you're talking
minutes
about
into the
because he
movie.
doesn't wince at all.
No, and then it's
He's
like
like a
a
fucking
good
robot,
side
baby.
shot of the blood like hitting his face.
Mhm. Yeah, it's there's some promising cinematography in it. I don't know that I'd waste my time changing any of that.
No,
I might have, if this were my movie franchise in 2010, if I were to bring Jean-Claude Van
yeah,
Damme
and trying to bring
back,
it back to the
I would
glory
bring him back
days.
for the same amount of time, but at the beginning of the movie.
That's a good idea.
Not at the end.
That's actually a
I would
great
have
idea.
him pass it off to somebody else, like, and have a new like a I don't know, get a fucking like as a joke, get like a Chris Pratt. Not really.
I thought you were gonna say fucking Jason Statham.
You need somebody who's
even though he's the same age.
He could be deadpan. So could The Rock. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but not The Rock, but Jason Statham's like at that time.
Yeah,
would have been good.
We need a character that's non-verbal. We need somebody that's just deadpan, doesn't talk, says the absolute minimal amount of dialogue.
So right now, if you were today, 2021, to shoot a Jean-Claude Van Damme type movie, or a spin-off, or whatever, reboot, that's what they're doing. They're rebooting everything. Who would you cast?
If money's not an option, I would get...
Money's never an option.
What's his name? Superman.
Oh, really?
The Witcher?
Yeah.
The last Mission Impossible movie.
I know who you're talking about.
What's his... Henry Cavill.
Tom Cruise.
Henry Cavill.
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
Tom Cruise.
You said last. Ooh, I don't know about that.
You don't know about the Henry Cavill?
He's too stiff.
I think he'd be good.
I can't see him
soldier.
doing fucking giant cartwheel kicks into my face.
I just need somebody who's.
Oh, he's good at that.
They don't. For those of you out there in the podcast atmosphere,
nobody saw you.
I took my hand and wiped it in front of my face, and then when my hand came all the way down, I was expressionless.
It's called stoic.
Expressionless.
But
stoic.
He's
reflective.
He's so stiff. He couldn't do a fucking spinning back kick. Are you crazy?
He's a professional actor. He absolutely.
He's a professional World of Warcraft player.
Take a class for a week.
For you.
Take a week for a class.
Take a class for a class.
Take a week for a class. Fucking stick it up your weak ass. No, he could absolutely learn to do a backspin kick,
those muscles?
a reverse roundhouse.
Not with those muscles.
Please.
Child,
all right,
please.
You want somebody leaner? Who are you going to get for it?
I mean, honestly, it'd be Jason Statham. I mean, he's already made 7 fucking
7 of the exact
Jean-Claude Van Damme
of the exact same movie.
Of the same movie, just like Jean-Claude. But if the dude who plays Billy Butcher from The Boys slimmed down a little bit, I'd like to see him be him.
Oh yeah, actually,
I think that'd be pretty sweet.
Well, he's in Dredd too. He plays Judge Dredd in the Dredd reboot, and it's fucking great.
Yeah, I bet he'd be pretty good at it.
What's his name? Hold on.
He's in fucking a million things. That's gonna be my vote. Cast it, Danny.
Yeah, you're talking about Carl Urban.
Oh yeah, he's the guy.
Yeah,
I think he'd be sick.
That's actually
he's got
a really
good
pick. Who would you get as the evil?
Ooh, evil.
The evil one.
Does he have to be German?
He's replacing Dolph Lundgren. Just because if we're gonna make it present day, you can't recast Dolph Lundgren.
So if it's present day, he's got to be like Middle Eastern, then, right? It's all based on the times.
No, you can. I want to pass this thing through a rewrite, no matter what we do.
Oh, Jesse Eisenberg.
Jesse Eisenberg?
Because we're talking about Superman for a minute, and he was a terrible Superman.
He's the worst
villain.
Lex Luthor.
It was pretty bad. I liked his acting a little bit, but not as Lex Luthor.
I like Jesse Eisenberg just fine, but I will say his portrayal of Lex Luthor has forever tarnished my view of him going into things. Like, he's made better movies since I've seen him in that.
He's made great movies.
Yeah, absolutely. But I'm always like,
But
just going into it because I'm like, I always go to that. I go to that him playing Lex Luthor in my mind, and it was not good.
They should have just had Mark Zuckerberg play him and not change anything.
Oh shit, we could get Mark Zuckerberg to replace Dolph Lundgren. That's it. Emotionless. Just an absolute fucking robot.
Be a new AI, artificial intelligence. But no, I don't know. Who you got? You go first.
I already went. I said Mark Zuckerberg.
No, you can't take the Zucks.
Mark Zuckerberg, just juice him up. All right.
Oh, Mads.
I guess if I had to
do Mads.
I guess Mads Mikkelsen would be good.
He's great in everything he does, but
I've seen him in a couple of flops, but for the most part, he's a really fantastic actor. He really is.
But could he do
He could
that
absolutely.
Type of action?
He could play Dolph Lundgren in anything. Well, I don't know, man. He just did
that Hunter movie or whatever.
I haven't seen that yet.
I haven't seen that one either. You're talking about the drinking party one?
Yeah. We did an episode on it and everything. It was fantastic.
Yeah, it must have been great. You remember it
was
very
one of
well.
the best movies I've seen in a really long. I remember everything about it except for the name. the
Drinking all day, staying drunk.
The literal translation of the film in Dutch, because it's a Dutch film, is drunk. But that's not what we call it here. Another Round. That's what the American title is called. No, he was fantastic in that, and he did some, he was a dancer before he was an actor, and he did some, like, professional dancing stuff at the end of the movie, just because the director was like, see if he still got it, but he would probably use a stunt double if you did cast him in something like this.
I bet he'd go, like, method or whatever the fuck, and learn all that shit and do it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's just good. I'd like him.
What if you could get
with that accent?
What if you could get Daniel Day-Lewis, because he's
Dane
such a
Cook?
chameleon?
Dane Cook.
You're taking it back to Simon Says.
Simon Says. Simon Says actually turns around, and now it's Dennis Rodman versus.
My God. Get Michael Jordan to play. Michael Jordan plays Van Damme. Rodman plays Dolph Lundgren. You got it. That's it. And they're just nice. Like,
That's a $1 million idea.
We're gonna blow up a nuclear disaster. Fucking suck it.
Chernobyl, 4 times explosions.
Yep. Chornobyl.
Chornobyl.
Sounds like an awful lot of work to go to. We're gonna call it Chornobyl.
Chornobyl.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a whole lot else to say about this. It was
I
just
have nothing to say about it.
Man, it was boring. There's a lot of places to dust it up. It didn't make any money, but it didn't lose a ton of money as far as some of these flops we've done on the show have gone.
What little action there was, it was bleh. It was okay.
Yeah. The action that was in it was good. It was just really sparse.
It was very sparse.
Some of it was not great. There was a bit where Jean-Claude Van Damme shoved a piece of pipe into Dolph Lundgren's eye socket and then shoved a sawed-off shotgun into said pipe.
Fast track to the brain.
And blew the back of his brains out.
That was pretty nice.
That was...
it was a couple kills. It had some decent kills in it.
Yep.
But other than that...
Some of the hand-to-hand combat stuff was pretty good.
Yeah, but even then, 10 years passed, it's slow and very outdated, obviously.
Right, they've done... Now you got your hardcore Henrys and your John Wicks.
Another one of my favorite parts was at the beginning when they're like, this is what the super soldier looks like. And it's like guys doing fucking
regular
deadlifts
shit.
Or, like what you would see your normal fucking juice boy doing at the gym these days.
Yep. Juice boy gym
Juice
shit.
boy.
Shit.
Almost. You got a round 2 in there? Another round?
You want a Busch or a Bud Light or a Belgian
I'll take
sour?
whatever you got.
I mean, I guess there's really not much else to say about this apart from the fact that it's just boring as shit.
Yeah.
What would you rate this as a regular, just a regular ass movie?
I'd say 4.7.
4.7?
Yeah.
Yeah, 4.7's it's not too bad. I was gonna go 4.
I would say it's a little high for me, honestly.
I was gonna go 4. It's so boring. It
was very boring. But I mean, even us hanging out and watching it together.
Would I have not been watching it for the show? I would have just looked at my phone the entire time.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But sadly, I feel like I do that more for a lot of different movies that are supposed to be good. I just feel like there's not a lot of good movies around these days.
Man, some of them are they are outstanding movies are more few and far between.
Yeah, or they'll get like a 7.5 on IMDb or whatever. But they're still not good movies. Right
around Thanksgiving, Christmas, we're going to do an end of the year recap because the show started coming out in November. We're going to do.
I'm busy that entire time.
We're going to do an end of the year recap, but so far, still to date, one of the best movies we've ever watched for this podcast.
Rabbit?
No, we actually haven't aired an episode for Jojo Rabbit. That is my favorite movie, though. One of the highest rated movies
Simon
we ever
Says,
did.
I knew it.
Was Another Round, and the other one was called Bloody Hell. And Bloody Hell's just a dark horse movie out of fucking nowhere.
There's another Mads movie that I want to watch. I don't know if you've seen it. You may have. It's like he gets
Hunted.
No, that's like the new one, right?
Yeah.
This is an older one where he's like accused of pedophilia.
Is it Pusher?
Ooh, maybe.
No, Pusher. He's
I don't know.
Doing drugs
remember the name, but
up.
he's like it's all in Danish or wherever he's from.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
I think it's Hunter
I'm
or
pretty
Hunted or...
no, this is like
He's
2006 or
he's
something.
like scapegoated. Is he scapegoated for child abuse?
I
Like
think so.
he's a teacher and
Molested?
somebody's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
he molested a kid, but he didn't know that came out this year.
No, I thought that was a different one.
I
Oh
think.
shit! Ah, my phone's off. Yeah, look it up. I thought the new one that came out, it was something different.
Mads Mikkelsen.
Not 2006. Like that's way too long ago. For some reason, I think that was like 5 years ago.
The new one's called The Hunt.
And that's the...
Oh, no, it came out in 2012. Never mind.
Yeah, okay. I was going to say, for some reason, 2006 felt like 5 years ago.
I definitely thought that just came out.
No, there is a movie that just came out with him in it, but it's not that.
Ah, okay. Well, the one that just came out with him in it...
He's not looking all grisly in
this
that,
year,
right?
I think. Well, when we did another round on the podcast, it was one of the only times that we'd ever done a good movie for the podcast without either of us ever having have seen it prior.
Oh, that's a good call. I like that.
Yeah, we just did a rando, and it turned out it was one of the best movies that both of us had ever seen. I mean,
Nice.
it's probably still in my top 10, like to date of my favorite movies. It's a really, really good movie.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good...
But it is all in Dutch.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
It's like that Parasite's one of my favorite movies.
They're actually going to remake another round with Leonardo DiCaprio in English.
I could see it not being as good.
I for sure.
I'm not the big... Like, I like Leo, but I like young Leo. Because...
I think Leo's fantastic.
He's great. But is he still great?
He has had a couple that were a little short of the bar.
He doesn't have to do it anymore.
I don't know. I think actually one of his weaker movies might have been Inception.
Acting wise?
Yeah. And that was a pretty good fucking movie.
What's your favorite Leo?
My favorite is probably Catch Me If You Can as Frank Abagnale.
I was going to say that too. That's
one
of mine.
Man, I really like him as Howard Hughes in The Aviator. Also, The Beach.
I still haven't seen that.
The Basketball Diaries and I don't know.
Oh yeah, every movie.
Damn near everything he's ever been in.
I haven't seen.
All right, hold on, stop. What would you rate this movie as a regular movie made out of Universal Soldier thumbs?
Didn't we already do this? Didn't I just say 4 point something?
We didn't. Oh yeah, we did as a regular movie. We did that.
You didn't say Universal thumbs.
What do you think What do you think about Universal thumb ratings as a bad movie?
Oh wait, I did it backwards. By 4.7 was a bad movie.
Oh yeah, because it's not so bad it's good.
It's not.
No.
Yeah. And as a bad movie, it's like a 2 for me.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would never ask anybody to watch that, not even ironically.
No.
I just will forget that it ever happened.
It was, I tell you where it's probably really fun is if you are a big fan of the other Universal Soldier movies.
Yeah. And that's where I would assume the decent reviews came from.
I like Alien 3 because I like the Alien franchise.
Just like, I'm going to bring it back to like Die Hard.
Even though Alien 3 is like the worst
movies,
one.
Man.
Yeah, it just is.
It's just whatever you've like either grew up with or what you're into.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, exactly.
Just like Rocky 5. It's terrible, but...
That's good. So is there anything else that you've like been consuming lately, media-wise? Like music, TV, movies, books?
Music, I've been on a kick for this band called Beach Bunny. They're pretty all right.
Beach Bunny?
Beach Bunny, yeah.
They're
pretty fun to listen to.
Okay.
Then show-wise, we watched... Me and Liel and my girlfriend, we were all about Invincible. Animated series from a comic book brought to Amazon Prime.
Yep.
Excellent. Great.
That's a show that I watched by myself, with myself, and never talked to anybody about.
Oh,
so I'm really glad you brought it up.
Everybody, man,
it's great.
It's
man.
excellent.
It's great, and one of the best things about it, in my opinion, is probably J.K. Simmons as a voice actor, or the fact that it looks like the old Batman cartoon from when I was a kid.
Yeah, it does.
Only it's bloody and violent and gory and dark.
It's good.
Yeah, it really is good. I am excited for some of the parallels that they have a lot of options for season 2 because the Invincible...
Well, they don't because it was already written.
They do though because it's been written several times over. So there's
I think they're going straight.
There's a lot of they could go like 5 different ways.
I try not to look into that.
Yeah, I look into it a little bit. I listen to another podcast called The Weekly Planet where they talk about comic books and movies and stuff like that. Exactly. Anyway, yeah, that's fantastic. There's a brief plug for you.
Other than that, no. I haven't read anything in a little while.
Yeah?
No.
I'm still making my way through Watchmen, but I don't have a lot of reading time, especially in the summer. Like, I can get away with it more in the winter, but I just don't.
Yeah, I think my reading time has been surpassed by podcast.
Yeah.
And
not mine, though.
No.
Got him.
But I do have a podcast for you.
Oh, yeah?
I don't know if you... I mean...
Sounds fucking retarded. What's it called?
No, I mean, it's Joe Rogan, but it's the guest. I don't know if you've listened.
Oh, okay.
Because, I mean...
I can get down on some... JRE.
You can take them or leave them, but it's all about the guest, obviously.
It is, yeah.
But this psychedelics expert is on there, and it's great listen.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's very insightful, especially for, like, using... psychedelics for PTSD.
Oh,
and
yeah.
all that stuff.
Yeah, that's
and he's been working on that for like his whole life.
Essentially, like DMT and ecstasy.
Yeah, DMT
they're using for PTSD.
That's what he's all about.
Yeah.
And he's
you know
been
what?
studying it forever.
You know what? That's great. I'm a big proponent of medical marijuana and things that are not destroying your organs like opiates.
Right, and that's the whole point.
Yeah.
For this guy's study.
I don't know if you have. I'm surely we've at least lost one mutual acquaintance over opioid abuse.
Yeah.
So that stuff's serious. Don't do that stuff. If you are under the where it's got you under the thumb, fucking go get help. Go get help because it would be cool if you could stick around and not be dead. Anyway, we'll make that less depressing. What's a good joke? You heard any jokes, Willie?
No. See. I fucking wrote one down, old school, on paper.
Yeah?
And fucking forgot it.
Of course you did.
I had it for you, just for you. I knew I was coming down there.
That's super old school.
I'm trying to think of it, and my phone's off now, so I can't look it up.
Did it have to do with a horse?
No, it had to do with...
Have you ever heard my horse joke?
Fuck. I'm telling you, man.
Add us on Twitter.
Add
us on Twitter. Add us Just Two Movies.
What's Twitter?
Tell me if you know what this joke is that Will's trying to pull out of his ass.
Yeah,
that's probably good.
Yep.
Write us at itsjusttwomovies@gmail.com. If you lied to one of your friends and got them to listen to this show, write me and tell me about the experience, and I will talk about it on the show because that'd be funny.
Do you do cameos, Danny?
Cameos?
Yeah.
Like,
is that where I think that's
this is a cameo?
No,
you are the cameo.
Is that the where you like fucking somebody calls in and is like, hey, Sinbad, my girlfriend's having a birthday, so give us a live feed of you saying happy birthday. Isn't that like Cameo the app or whatever?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what that is. I haven't messed with that.
Something like that. You pay actors to like send a message to, but you should do it for free.
Actors,
and you should just do.
I should do it for free, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, like where I'm a cameo for somebody else's shit.
Yeah, and just like roast them or whatever.
That'd actually be pretty funny.
It could be funny.
Yeah.
Like terrible, like cameos gone wrong, or like somebody roasting.
Just like I get on the phone, I'm like just shitting on the toilet.
Exactly.
Farting super loud.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's what I'm picturing.
Yes. That'd be good stuff. Or like call them while I'm sleeping and just me snoring.
Or while they're sleeping.
Ooh, even better.
Just fucking scream.
Wake them up. Hey, what's up, man?
Surprise, motherfucker.
Hey, this is Danny from It's Just Two Movies. What are you doing?
Hey,
I bet it's late where you're at.
Or it's like 3 months later and you're just like, hey, I know you had a birthday like fucking 6 months ago, but happy birthday. This one guy told me to fucking call you. Happy birthday. Hang up.
All right.
Anyway, I don't know how.
You got anything else?
Just thinking of that joke, man. No, but I have nothing. I haven't had anything this whole time.
If you think of that joke, you tell me and we'll come back.
I will Google it as soon as I turned my phone off because it vibrates like crazy.
It vibrates like crazy?
You guys aren't going to start sucking each other's dicks, are you?
Let's call that phone talk for a one-eyed Batman.
Can I make a suggestion that doesn't involve violence? Or is this the wrong crowd?
Maybe we should call in a bomb threat to Houston. I think it's free beer night at the Astrodome.
The Jedi, Bob. We don't fight with guns, we fight with our mind.
Cousin, business is booming.
That is one big pile of shit.
Jog on.
It's Just Two Movies is a production of Blue Cheese and Bacon Studios and can be found wherever you get your podcasts.
You know what I mean?
They regenerate the regeneration.
That's right. So,
talking about regeneration.
Woo.
Talking about regeneration.
That's right.
Talking about regeneration.
That's right.